Welcome to McDonald's. How can I take your order?
Yeah, can I get a small coffee and an egg McMuffin, please?
I'm sorry, we don't serve all-day breakfast anymore.
What?
Babe, wake up. I had this bad dream that they canceled McDonald's breakfast.
What's the matter, sweetie? Did you have a bad dream?
What the?
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Good afternoon. May I take your order, please?
Yeah, can I get a small coffee and an egg McMuffin, please?
Is that all for today?
That's everything.
Finally. Man, not again.
I'll be dreaming about this till the end of the day. We are young, we are free, down for the ride. Might be over tomorrow, but we got this day forever.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today, we are going to give McDonald's a little run for their money, because today we're going to be making a high-protein egg McMuffin. Yes, who says that breakfast food just has to happen between 8 and 11? All-day breakfast means that I can have it anytime that I want. So why not after my workout? Gym's being closed again. Had to do another home workout. So this is going to be my official post-workout meal. So stay with me because I'm going to show you how you can make your very own high-protein anabolic egg McMuffin. So let's get to the kitchen and we're going to get started with the recipe right now. All right, we're ready to get started with making our English McMuffin. So I'm going to show you everything that you're going to need, which you can already see here, but we'll go through everything. First of all, you're going to need a scale to weigh everything out. Again, just helps you to be accurate. And if you want the macro breakdown exactly the way that I do, then just make it the way that I do. Next up, you're going to need a bowl, which we're going to put our egg mixture in. Now, for today's recipe, because we want to keep the calories down, we want to keep the protein up, we're just going to simply go with all egg whites. Okay, and we're going to use about 200 grams of egg whites. Now, if you want to put a regular egg in there, which I've done sometimes, I'll use one egg and then use the rest of the mixture for egg whites. Again, your total grams will probably be about 200 grams between the egg whites and the egg, but you want to also know that eggs are obviously higher in calories, okay? So we want to try and keep the calories down, or I'm gonna try and keep the calories down for this particular recipe, but it's completely up to you. If you don't mind adding a little bit more calories and fat into your meal, then you can totally add an egg or two in and then have your total mixture of 200 grams. Next up, we're gonna be needing some English muffins. And so these ones here per English muffin is 130 calories. Again, it depends on the weight. We'll weigh them out and I'll show you the full macro breakdown at the end. But they're roughly about 130 calories per English muffin, and we're gonna be making 2 of them today. Next up, because we have 2 English muffins, we're gonna be using some Kraft single slices. Now, for those of you that are against using processed cheeses and all that stuff, don't add that in. That's completely up to you. To me, they're only 40 calories per slice, and they taste good. And for the odd time that you are using processed cheese, it's not going to be life or death for you. An alternative to that, that's even lower calorie, is to use these Laughing Cow triangle slices that are also processed cheese, but per wedge is about 25 calories. So, and if you were to use these, most times I've just used one, and that's more than enough, and I can spread it on the base of our English muffin. So those are an alternative for you. We're actually not going to be using these today, but I'm just showing you them as an alternative that you can use if you don't want to use the Kraft single slices. To add a little bit more flavor and protein, we're going to be using some chicken bacon that we're going to be adding in and putting on the pan as well. So the macro breakdown for these are pretty good. Per 2 slices, which we're going to be using 2 slices, is 60 calories, 4 grams of fat, and 6 grams of protein. Obviously, if you're going to be using regular bacon, you're going to get a higher content of calories and fat. So again, we're trying to keep the calories down and the fat content down as much as possible. And finally, we're gonna be using some no sugar added ketchup. So this one is a good alternative to regular ketchup. To me, it tastes exactly the same, just as good, and you're saving yourself probably half the amount of calories. So per serving, which is 15 milliliters, is 10 calories. And we're probably gonna use anywhere between like 40 to 50 milliliters, just because I like to put some ketchup on the side and then dip my English muffin in my little side ketchup mixture. Plus we're gonna put some inside the English muffin. All right, so that's everything that we're gonna be using, and we're gonna get started with putting it all together. So as I said, we're gonna use all egg whites for our egg mixture. We're gonna use about 200 grams of our egg whites. That's pretty much it for our egg mixture. Again, if you were using eggs and you want to mix in egg whites and eggs, then you would obviously mix and beat the eggs in with the egg whites to get a nice combination of mixture. While our eggs are cooking, I am going to put our English muffins in the toaster. I just like it a little bit toasty. You can also, if you want, put them on the pan and kind of get a nice toast on the pan, but that's your option if you want to do that as well. So we're gonna go over to the stove now and get this going. Now you will need some cooking spray to spray on the pan, or else you're gonna get scrambled eggs. So we're gonna calculate that into the total macros because there are calories in cooking spray, even though it says that there's none. They lie, there is some. So I used about 6 pumps there. In total, you're looking at about anywhere between 12, 15, 18 calories, which we're gonna add onto our total amount when we're calculating our macros. I have my stove set to about 3.5 to a 4, and that is a pretty good temperature to kind of set it at as it's going, and then you'll see it start to solidify. In the meantime, I'm gonna weigh out my bacon, and we're gonna start toasting our English muffins. So after weighing this out, we have 46 grams per 2 slices. Our nutrition label says 44 grams. So again, be very careful with nutrition labels that lie to you. That's why it's always good to weigh everything out, because you would think that it's only 60 calories for the 2 slices, but it's actually a little bit more. So just be mindful of that. All right, so we're just going to weigh our English muffins, and on the nutrition label, it said that 1 English muffin is 57 grams. So that one is 61 grams. And that one is 63 grams. So again, always make sure that you're weighing and measuring everything out, because that is going to be a few more calories that you're putting into your body that you would be unaware of if you were not weighing your food and you just went based on nutrition labels. So these are ready to go. We're gonna put them in the toaster oven or toaster, whatever you have, and we're just gonna let them toast up just a little bit. All right, hopefully you have a pretty good non-stick pan on top of the cooking spray that we put on there, so you can see that it is solidifying. So we're going to kind of fold it almost like an omelet, and then we're gonna split it in half to make 2, because we're making 2 English muffins. So if you want to make 1, obviously just split all the ingredients that I'm gonna be showing you, or that I did show you, in half. It's gonna be a little bit tricky, so you don't want, obviously, scrambled. So if you see that one side starts to lift more than the other, then that's kind of the side that you want to work with. There we go, we're actually pretty good with keeping that folded. So we'll just let that kind of finish off a little bit. While this is cooking, we're gonna put our chicken bacon on there as well to get going. All right, we're gonna start by assembling everything. Super simple. So I actually just took my egg white omelet and I split it again in half. So we're gonna put this one at the bottom, and that's the bottom of that one. We're gonna take our Kraft single slices, and obviously when the eggs are Still pretty hot. You get the nice melting of the cheese. And now we're just gonna put our bacon on top, some ketchup, and these are gonna be ready to be enjoyed. So here's our chicken bacon, nice and crispy. Well, X marks the spot. We got our no sugar added ketchup, because everything tastes better with ketchup. So we're just gonna put some, close these off. All right, so have a look at these bad boys. I mean, look at the girth on that one. That's like 3 inches high. So we used exactly 15 grams, which is about 15 milliliters of ketchup. So that's about 10 calories, but I'm gonna put some ketchup on the side, which I'm gonna use to dip. And we're gonna factor that into the total macros, which you'll see on the screen right here. And we'll even compare it to a McDonald's one and see how we did with the macros. And again, super simple to make, very easy to put together. That only takes me about 15 minutes to put together. Perfect post-workout meal, snack, a side meal. If you only wanna have one, then just split everything in half. And you'll see that ours is much more anabolic as well. And you can always, again, sub it out for certain things that I showed you so that this way you can keep the calories down. All right, ready for our taste test. So this is actually my real post-workout meal. Again, guys, no BS that I'm giving to you guys. I do eat this. We're just gonna get some ketchup on the side because that really is the best part. And I mean, I guess we'll go with the, just to be neater on YouTube here, we're gonna go with the smaller one. Here we go. Little dip. And like I said, you're not gonna, break your diet just because you have a couple slices of processed cheese. I know it's not something that you eat every day, but for something like this, it's perfect addition into what you want to do that gives it that little bit extra flavor that you want. Again with the ketchup, keeping the calories down. You can use other sauces. I've used like Frank's sauce if you don't want to use ketchup. You can use G. Hughes sauce, which is also another alternative. And at the end of the day, for the macros and the calories that you're going to be saving, and you still get a really good meal at the end of it, and it tastes amazing. The macros are spot on. It's very anabolic. I mean, what else can you ask for? I mean, this is just perfect. It's a McMuffin. That's straight up. Just amazing. Feel free to adopt it into one of your repertoires. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. It'll satisfy that craving that you have. And at the end of the day, you're gonna keep those calories down. You're gonna keep those macros in check. Another dip for me. This one's the big one, number 2. I mean, that's the great thing about egg whites is that, again, not only are they high in protein, you're saving yourself a ton of calories, but they are filling because of just how much they grow and expand. And again, just having like those lower calorie alternatives is just gonna help you with, if you're dieting and trying to cut calories at certain places. I mean, it only takes just a few substitutions, a little bit more knowledge, which I hope I'm providing for you, and just give you alternatives in the kitchen to kind of make those changes where you need to. And it still tastes amazing. All right, that's gonna do it for this video. I hope it inspires you. It gives you some ideas about what you can use and sub out in the kitchen to, again, keep your calories where they need to be at, depending on your caloric needs and your goals. If you're trying to bulk up, if you're trying to maintain or lose weight, whatever your goals are, again, you can make those substitutions to fit your needs and your lifestyle. For me, this was a perfect post-workout meal that had a good amount of calories and a good macro breakdown of carbs, fats, and protein to fuel my body after my workout. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you are new. Until next time, my name is Lewis. This is Macro Matters. And we don't leave any macro behind.